that means we signed
What up,
somebody good.
though? This is Knockouts in 3 Counts. But before we bring you another episode of Podcast Gold, let me tell you about the homies over at Michigan's Finest. Do you ever find yourself trying to get yourself together and thinking, man, this is going to be a great night, but I'm looking for that little extra something? Well, check out our friends at Michigan Finest. If you are into medical marijuana, recreational marijuana, concentrates, vapes, anything of that sort, Michigan's Finest has got you covered. And as you can see here, it's all easily done by their website. It's all curbside, and you'll be in and out in 2 minutes. And they're family owned and operated, so customer service is their number one goal. And now, since they are rocking with Knockouts in 3 Counts, use the code KO3MF. Yes, that's KO3MF. You get 10% off your entire order, but that does exclude featured items and items that are already on sale. But if you use that code, you're getting 10% off your items, and I promise you, either if you're looking for that big knockout or you're ready to hit the sheets for that 3 count, Michigan's Finest will get you together. Tell them Knockouts in 3 Counts sent you, and I promise you, you're going to be having a great night. Peace.
This is the Ring of Honor, a.k.a. Shane T, boy, the baddest champion you ever seen, boy.
This is Mr. Anderson.
This is good old JR Jim Ross, and you are listening.
You're listening to Knockouts in 3 Counts. We got a new world champion.
That might be one of the craziest knockouts I've ever seen in my life.
Knockouts in 3 Counts is the podcast, baby. It's a real deal, baby.
Knockouts in 3 Counts starts now.
What up, though? It is another... Wow, I almost said Thursday, man. I got my days all mixed up. It's just damn cold. My knees hurt. My back hurts. But this is Knockouts in 3 Counts. And, man, we got a lot to talk about because I made my way downtown and went and checked out this thing called Rollerz BJJ. And let me tell you, I had a damn good time. So after I did so, I figured we got to talk to the man behind the madness himself. Big Lon, check it in, man. How you doing, brother, man?
What's up? What's up? What's going on, everybody? I am good, man, and definitely appreciate you guys coming through, checking it out, and just rocking out with us and what we're about.
Hey, I enjoyed the shit out of it. It was cool to see some of the homies come through. Shout out to our homie and fellow past guest, Bellator vet Jason, the finisher Fisher, getting his spot and heading out to Vegas now. It's nice to see some of the homies doing work out there. What up, Chris, checking in from, is it Massachusetts? Is that where you're at, Chris? You know, I had a damn good time. I saw a lot of good matchups. I mean, I was telling Corey was asking me before you came in, you know, what was my favorite part of the whole thing. To be honest, it was just the vibe because I mean, I'm a jiu-jitsu nerd too. So, I mean, I can sit there and watch, you know, those super fight matches and stuff like that all day. So for me, I was entertained in more ways than one, which is another reason you guys got to come back out. But with that being said, dude, I guess that's as good a place to start as any. Tell me how High Rollers became a thing. What made you want to start it, and like how did it become what we're seeing now?
Shit, man. Well, it's actually a very, very short story. It was I was competing one time, and I was actually competing, and I was in Cleveland, and I was doing. I'm not sure exactly which tournament it was. It was either like a Grapple Industries or a Fuji or something like that. And I had went and did my first match. Went out there. It was just real rigid and steady. Like I won, but I won by a point. You know what I mean? Like, and it wasn't like by a lot of fucking points. The score might have been like 2-0 or some shit like that. So I leave off the mat. I'm just like, man, damn, man, like I don't feel like too good right now. Like, so I'm like, all right, fuck it. I go to the car, go back out to the car, grab my shit. I had me like two of them rolled up already. I just fucking power chugged the motherfuckers. Boom, 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 boom. I faked 2 degrees. I timed it like perfectly. As soon as I got back in the door, I heard him calling my name again. So I ran back out. And not paying no attention, fucking blowed at this point. I ran out. I still got my glasses and my socks on. I'm like, And I'm like, well, I think I just gave myself away. But
Oh wait.
so
Oh
then
shit.
take that shit off. I get back out there, and from that match on, I had did ended up doing 4 divisions. I won quadruple gold, and I won every match after that by sub. So I was like, all right, cool. I see this does something for me. You know what I mean? So I go back up, and we go to I'm not sure if everybody's the same, but we had that Wednesday open mat where all the killers come through, the brown belts, the black belts, the guests from other gyms that you know is gonna fuck you up, all of that shit. So I go down there. I'm like, you know what? All right, let me try my luck. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a blue belt at this time. I go to I'm like, all right, let me go ahead and try this shit. And before I go out there, I was like, you know what? Fuck this shit. I go out back real quick, smoke. I go out there. I didn't tap nobody. I didn't beat nobody. But it's the first time I actually I got some sweeps on some people. People didn't pass my guard, or you know what I'm saying? I didn't tap into nobody.
The small things.
I didn't
Yeah,
get
the small things.
You know what I'm saying? Like I would find myself in bad positions, and I figured my way out. It was also one of the times when when one of the most biggest mental parts of jiu-jitsu had clicked in for me. I was in I was caught in something, and then I rolled, and then he was like a mount. And I'm in Pittsburgh, so there's fucking D1 wrestlers everywhere around this bitch. You know what I mean? So you got a wrestler on you. God damn. And then we in the gi. So he's like pressing, his gi is like here on me, and I'm like, man, fuck, man. I'm suffocating. I'm like, man, fuck. My hand go to raise. I'm like, motherfucker, you better not tap. I'm like, hold on, you better not tap. I'm just like, I just take my hand right here. I'm like, yo, dude, just turn your head to the side, like lifting like a centimeter. Just turn my head to the side. I'm like, oh, I can breathe again. I'm like, yo, that's when it clicked. Like, bro, once you become comfortable being miserable, like this shit's easy. So it clicked then. Like that was the day I actually got good at jiu-jitsu, and I started doing well. So then, after that, I sit there at the end of the wall and shit. I'm sitting down. I'm like, man, this shit it's not a performance enhancer, but it's damn sure a confidence enhancing drug. Like, you know what I mean? I'm like, I'm feeling myself right now. Like, yeah, motherfucker. Like, what's up? So I'm sitting there. I'm like, you know what? Like, yo, I want to start a jiu-jitsu tournament. And you got to smoke before you do it. And if you win, you win a pound of weed. And I was like, I'm going to call it High Rollers. You know what I mean? So it was like, boom, like that. So I say the shit. Fast forward a little bit. I'm in LA. Me and Wiz is in LA. Wiz Khalifa, we in the studio. And my phone rang, get a phone call. It's Nate Diaz. He's like, you know what I mean? Where you at or whatever? Boom. So tell him where we at, locate, address, or whatever. So he pulls up. When he pulls up, he got 3 homies with him, the homie Luke, Mighty Matt, and Icy Mike. And then that's when me and Mighty Matt had first met. And we was like just sitting there chilling, busting it up, smoking. And I ended up I said something about the tournament or whatever, boom. And Mighty Matt, like he already had, so I had like all of that, the division part right there, like how boom, boom, boom. He basically was trying to put something together like with the Diaz brothers and like a jiu-jitsu thing and them smoking. You know what I mean? So all the back end shit that we need, like sponsors and you know what I mean, all that type of shit, like he had it already mapped out, just with like a different like name or like a little bit differently than you know what I mean what we were doing. And so once we got together, like I told him, he was like, "Yo, dude, that fucking idea is crazy. Let's do this. I got you. Boom, boom, boom. We're gonna do this." I'm like, at first I'm like, no. I say no a lot of times because I'm like, yo, I'm busy as shit. I'm touring. I'm training. I'm competing everywhere. Like family, other shit. So just keep saying no. One of them, like, you know what, man, fuck it. Like, you know what I mean? Let's do this shit. So we end up doing it. That first one's the one you seen, and it's just like, boom, from there.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's crazy, man. Talk about a crazy
yeah,
idea, man. It reminds me of like how you were saying you basically came at them with a product, an idea for a product, and they came at you with the production. Like they brought you everything you needed to do to lay out the event, and it kind of worked out in your favor. It sounds like, for sure.
Dude, and to have
yeah,
names like that right from the
Right?
jump, Nate Diaz, come on, dude. You
It,
got it right there. You know
and
what I mean?
not only the guys that you got, because of course they're super connected in both the jiu-jitsu realm and the weed game, but that's the real thing, right? Is if you're gonna start a brand like what you got going on, you couldn't have found somebody better to essentially work with, at least in the beginning, to help build that initial push, because he's literally famous for smoking fucking blunts at the open workouts and shit. Like that's Nate Diaz, right? So like
yeah,
it couldn't have been any better, right?
Right.
yeah, definitely.
And then you got like the likes of Jake Shields
Like
and shit
having the
coming through later on and
yeah.
performing for you guys and shit.
Jake's one of our champions, actually. He's one of our super fight champions.
Yeah.
Jake Shields, Patchy Mix, Cynthia Calvillo. Is there one more I'm missing? I'm not sure right now, but I know those are three of our super fight champions, like our MMA guys and females and shit that compete with us. But yeah, man, it was like a perfect storm, and it was just right there. Like, I'm like, yo, I smoke and do jujitsu. Like, I don't
I got that part
know.
on lock.
Yo, fuck that, I can have it. So I don't like really, like, when we go to all the other bigger tournaments and shit. Like, it's cool if you want to be like in that mind state. It's just like oh, I'm going to war and this and that. I'm like, yeah, I guess we kind of going to war, but I'm gonna just go high. You know what I mean? I'm gonna go a little high. We're gonna war. You know what I mean? So
It's got to be interesting. It's got to be interesting though to be doing what you're doing in that regard, at least, and then to see kind of the evolution of the game on the other side, like you were saying with some of these other tournaments and stuff that are out there. I mean, you see, like UFC Fight Pass and stuff has been doing a real good job over like the last 2 years, year and a half, something like that, where they've been really kind of bringing it to the forefront, allowing a lot of their bigger athletes and stuff to perform and stuff to help kind of build the brand. You've got genuine stars like Gordon Ryan and stuff just from jiu-jitsu, Danielle Kelly over in 1FC and stuff. I mean, you got a real jiu-jitsu's on the rise, man. If that's a stock, man, you better be buying now, you know?
Right.
yeah, like jiu-jitsu is definitely more in the know right now, and you got motherfuckers like Gordon who's just like spearheading the shit. I don't even know what else you can say about the motherfucker. He's like walking.
He said he's
proof.
just
Really ain't too much more you can say.
Yeah, there's
And
not
like,
a lot bigger you can do.
you also got, yeah, I mean, then you got the homies coming up behind him like Nicky Rod and all of them, and then fucking Craig Jones, and there's now household names in jiu-jitsu. Like now you can say a name. It's like, oh yeah, the guy who does jiu-jitsu. I know you're talking about. Then you say Gordon Ryan, motherfucker. Like, I know him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I'm saying? He's becoming like a fucking damn near more of a celebrity than just a fucking athlete. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because you got dudes who can whoop ass, like, as far as MMA, boxing, or whatever. They see him, they're like, oh shit, man. Like, let me keep my kneecaps. You know what I mean? Like, so it's just was growing and growing, and I feel we're definitely the like I would say we are the Gotham City of jiu-jitsu. You know what I'm saying? We're the Gotham City, the Dark Knights, in the MMA perspective, we'll put it like if it was like a Conor McGregor over here and like a Nate Diaz over here, like you got the nice prestigious suits, the clean cut, the well spoken. Then you got motherfucker. This is how I'm about to talk to you, and this is what you're gonna get right here. Like I ain't putting that suit on because I didn't feel like it. Like you know what I mean. So I look at it like that a lot, but I also don't look at it like we're in like competition with any of the other tournaments or anything. We're not like competing against them. We're just trying to just you know what I mean, like have a good time.
Make yours different, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I think the more tournaments, the better for the scene. I mean, and if anything, you guys are just doing something to kind of set yourself apart. Like I said, for me, that was the coolest part about actually being at it. Like I said, I've watched some of them on YouTube, and I watched the last one for past guests to show Bulletproof Troop, you know? And, you know, I saw him try to rip somebody's arm off, and they called it a double wrist lock, which that made me laugh my fucking ass off. But you know, well, I say that to say, like, I mean, you guys are bringing in, you know, good talent. You guys got a cool vibe around it. Like I said, to see so many different matches and style matchups and all that kind of stuff. I mean, coming off of what we saw here in Detroit, what were your thoughts on the first turnout in Detroit?
Oh shit, man. Well, actually, Detroit was damn near exactly what I figured it would be. Like I knew Detroit was gonna be dope as fuck, but it was excuse me. Saying all that, matter of fact, shout out the heavyweight heads, shout out to Puff, shout out to Trick, shout out to everybody in Detroit who had us there. That shit was amazing. It was fun as hell. Shout out to Willie J. Peso, Aaron, Gordy, the whole team over there. I kind of think they might have thought like the jiu-jitsu was going to be like not as well fucking put together and kept like a show like that. So we could have had like more and more, but like production wise, that was kind of like, oh shit, man, we don't want to, you know what I mean, overrun our time and everything like that. So only saying that, said like the show production, all that was great, but saying that because a lot of competitors and people been hitting me up like, yo, I wanted to sign up and this, and this. I was like, I had to close it, y'all. We couldn't have a gigantic one this time. But Detroit, you guys have two gifts coming from me. I am coming back. I'm coming back sooner than later because, like I said, everyone's already hitting me up, blowing me up like, yo, I didn't know. I wish I'd have known. I got my academy that would have came through and this, and that. So I'm coming back for jiu-jitsu. But Detroit, I will be bringing High Rollers Wrestling to Detroit. So our freestyle wrestling, our Greco wrestling, the wrestling tournament we got, we're going to bring that there because you already know how the wrestling community is in the Midwest. And, you know what I mean? We're just trying to create some dope shit. Like, so the goal with these traveling shits is like, as you seen, like Jay Fish won, Tim guy, damn, what's Tim's like? Timmy G, that's what I'm gonna call him. Timmy G won in under 175. So what we're doing is now, instead of, we were in Vegas, HQ in Vegas, and then you know what I mean, you compete in Vegas, but it kind of got to the point where it seemed like it was the damn near the same scene being there because it was, I feel it was too often for real. And now we're traveling around and we're going to all these spots where there's dope ass jiu-jitsu at, and we're finding these down hidden gems and we're taking them, you know what I mean? At the end, we're going to take them back out there and let them showcase their talents on like a bigger stage, bigger platform. You know, we have them on Pluto TV, our YouTube streams as always. Just trying to give jiu-jitsu, like I said, another set of eyes to be seen on. Like, it's crazy, but my favorite thing, like, you know, I am from the fucking hood dude or whatever, so I got homies and all the fucking lifestyles and shit. But my favorite thing so far is I've got guys who are in the penitentiary and the jail and all that who are like, yo, I've been watching jiu-jitsu. I've seen jiu-jitsu. Like, it's on Pluto TV. Like, it's this shit where they smoking and they doing jiu-jitsu. I'm like, nigga, that's my shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's my shit. Like, for real? Like, yeah, man, that's me. Like, what the hell? But
you didn't see me with the microphone, motherfucker.
You didn't see me with the blunt in the back, man. Come on.
You know what usually when I got the microphone, them girls is behind me. They ain't looking at me. They
Right.
I mean, they've got a point.
You're looking right
You
past.
ain't lying too. You ain't even lying.
They focus on them. But yeah, the fact that the homies in jail get to see it, people overseas, fucking, like, a lot of people got access to it through Pluto TV, and like that's one of my favorite things about it. And we just, you know what I mean, we're just getting better and better right now. Like, I just had a meeting earlier about the next events. Man, I'm so pumped, man. Like, I'm fucking re-energized, pumped the fuck up about this shit. I cannot wait, man. We got crazy shit coming up. Like, crazy shit. So, like, shout out to my partners, Kev Kefka, Icy Mike, fucking, shout out to Panama. Hope y'all met him. He is in the building. He's like my right hand on the ground and shit. So, and man, we got so much shit coming up, man. Like, I already mentioned wrestling. We got some other shit coming up.
That's going to be dope too, because, you know, past guest of our show, Bobby Nash, that was there with me, man, you know, he just signed over there with Bellator. Like, I'm telling you, that's why I was telling you in Panama, we were there. Like, I'm telling you, you give something like this a little bit more time to be able to have people know that it's coming. Like, I guarantee you for the next time you guys come out here, y'all have a room full of killers. Cause I had a lot of people hit me up about that when they saw that I was there. And like I was telling you guys when we were chopping it up there, man, like, I think, especially with all the cats you had in that come in from Ohio, I mean, I'm going to just throw this out here. You know, we do cover pro wrestling as well, and the story writes itself and clearly never gets old. I mean, the next time you ought to just do Michigan versus Ohio and call it a day.
Hey.
I mean, we damn sure could, but not saying no. I got something in mind because, you know, I'm from PA, and wrestling is fucking. I'm from Pittsburgh, PA. We're born doing that shit.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
I got some cool shit in mind with this wrestling shit coming up, especially for the Detroit one. That's just gonna be crazy. And
Let's go.
I wasn't gonna let the cat out the bag, but I'll tell y'all first. I also got gaming coming up. You know what I mean? So there will be gaming.
Oh shit.
And
A little bit esports going on. Huh?
Game, which cities we go to, whoever's the top gamer right there, he'll be going with us to Vegas too at the end to compete in the game tournament we'll be having. And you know what I mean? Some dope prizes for them as well. And I also get. No, I ain't giving y'all that one. I gotta wait for it.
He's giving too much.
I don't even know if he's a pro wrestling guy, but he's already got the old fucking leave him on the hook down just fine. Yeah. You know, before I get into what I got to ask you next, I can't forget to shout out our other sponsors. I know it's tax time. You motherfuckers got to file your taxes. I know, because at my day job, I'm slinging the mail all day. So with that being said, get your taxes together. Go hit up the homies over at G3 Payroll and Tax. Tell them Knockouts and 3 Counts sent you. Like I said, he got me more money in the last more money each of the last 2 years he's done my taxes. So let Jack get you together. Tell him Knockouts and 3 Counts sent you. Save yourself some money. With that being said, dude, you know, we've talked a little bit about whoop. My bad, dog. Yeah, shit. But yeah, dude, just we being at that last one and you guys coming in with the wrestling thing, I think that's going to be a hell of a ride, because that's another thing here in Michigan. We've got a lot of good wrestlers here as well. So I love the way that you guys are just expanding through everything. With that being said, I mean, now that you guys have had quite a few events under you, you know, do you have any like specific matches that you would like point out to somebody to show them what you guys are about? And how do you feel about some of the alumni lists you guys have brought in? Because, I mean, anyone who was watching UFC last weekend, our boy and past guest of the show, Josh Fremd, got him a dub. And then you had good Lord, if I could spit it out, you had Merab in there.
Shout out to Josh. That's my guy, hometown guy. We train together a lot. first time I did pro sparring was with Josh Fremd.
Nice.
Josh,
That's good.
whoop my ass, bro. I learned the number one lesson I learned from that sparring. It wasn't like whoop my ass, like, oh shit, beat. It was like, yo, do not hold your breath when you throw punches. Do not hold your breath when you throw punches.
And
when
a lot of
you get in
people
there
do
with a real
that.
pro athlete who know how to do this, breathing this shit, you be like, yo, I feel like I'm dying and I don't know what's going on from missing. What the fuck? So, yeah, but shout out to Josh, man. That's my guy. Fuck it. Josh is dope as fuck. Like, I can't wait for him to just get where he need to be, bro, because he's going to get there. He got the look. He got the fucking swag. Like, he just need to get there. And then after that, like, he's going to take the fuck off, bro.
I agree with that
I was so happy
100%,
for him.
dude.
I was so happy for him over the weekend to finally get that illustrious first UFC win, man.
Me too. He
Sometimes
won
they're
me
hard to
some
come
money,
by,
man.
and
Me too. He won
you
me
could
some
tell our
money.
man was working for it. Yeah,
Hey,
and
dude,
he
he came
finally
in
got
there.
it. So.
He did what he was supposed to. They did that fight on purpose because they figured Josh Fremd was a tough fight for that kid to look good because he was the next prospect for them. And he went in there and shut dude down, caught that guillotine. And like I said, I ain't mad at it because I got to go to the pay window. But make sure you hit that subscribe button because a rumor has it that Mr. Fremd might be joining us again this Thursday. So we'll talk to him plenty about that. I also got to ask you, bro. So with Merab, dude, you tell me about your experience with him in high rollers, but then you also got to let me know what you think about this whole thing with him and Aljo, bro, about him not wanting to fight for the belt. Do you think it's gonna bite him?
Nah, I mean, not really, but first, shout out to Merab and Aljo for competing in high rollers. That was them. You know what I'm saying? Like, they walked in the door and was like, I want to do high rollers. And shout out to Angela Hill, Merab, Aljo, fucking Jake. Man, the list goes on. It's the pros was in there. But back to the subject. Not really. I think if Aljo wins and he actually, you know what I mean, moves up, then shit, it's there. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I see what Henry's trying to do. He's like, I want next. And then Henry's like, you know what? My foot's hurting. So y'all motherfuckers got to fight. Let's just get this out of the way. I mean, I'm sitting there, I'm like, bro, like, we all watch pro wrestling, right?
You already know.
So we already know how this goes.
We see the storyline. It's right there. It's like, he's like, I want you to line up as the next contender in case he gets out. And I want you. And then all of a sudden, Henry's going to be like, oh, you know what?
I'm actually out.
I'm not cleared to compete tonight.
I'm not clear to compete. You know who has to fight? The two best friends. So.
I was gonna say we all know Dana don't like that shit, and I think Merab is at a. But here's the thing, though. Really, that whole division is locked up for like the rest of the year, really, because you just had Jan lost, so he's gonna go down. You've already got the title fight between Aljo and Cejudo, so that already locks the belt up for one fight, and then the winner of that is gonna get Sean O'Malley. So the whole year's locked up anyway. So really, even though the UFC might be pissed, they also don't have much they can fucking say. I see you out here.
It's funny. I was like, fucking Jan's on my TV.
Of course,
right
of course, it's got to be Faber getting his ass kicked, man. Oh, man. No, but in all seriousness, man, I think the loyalty thing, since we're on that topic, man, I think it's good to be loyal, especially to somebody in their circumstance where Merab came in basically he was not the fighter, he was not the person he is, and they both evolved into the people that they are today together. And I feel like if it wasn't for that, they'd both be possibly at different points in their career or just completely different different directions. And I feel like because they both were able to guide themselves towards this ascension in the bantamweight division, man, I don't think you go against that. Aljo's came out multiple times saying I only got 1 or 2 left at 135 anyway.
Exactly,
This
which
next
is why
fight,
I feel like he's getting a little bit of a raw deal. It would
this
be different if Aljo had already like cleared out everybody to where there's either sit here or fight you or go up to 45. Then I could see where you would say that. But I mean, there's still 2-3 more fights for Aljo before he's going to get out of 35, because even if he wins this one,
and then like you were just saying, even if he wins this one, because I feel like this is a tough matchup for him. So even if he does get through this one, yeah, he might fight Sean O'Malley, but that's probably the end of his 135 days. So sure, step back up, take my place. Let's do the Khabib Islam thing. We ain't brothers, but we're close enough, and we trained together for years. So let's do the same thing. Now, vice versa, if Cejudo comes out here and wins, then you throw Merab up in there and see, hey man,
shit, Merab will say he wants a title shot within the next week if Aljo loses.
Can my big dog, my backup, can my backup man go win that strap back for the gym, man? I don't think you go against the loyalty, especially in a situation like this. I understand Dana's opinion, but it'd be different if they were like really later stages of their career or something like that. But I feel like they're both still early 30s and still got plenty to give. So no, I don't think so.
All right. With that being said, man, I know
you're on that one.
My bad. There was a lag. You're all good. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just saying I agree with what he was saying on that one.
All right. I got you. My bad, dude. It lagged on my end. But what I was going to say, with all that being said, we talk about all this stuff with the UFC. Do you have any favorite matchups so far out of the High Rollers events you guys have had so far that stick out to you? Like, damn, that was a scrap, or it was a real technical one, or anything like that? Are there any of the ones that stick out for you guys already?
Man, so we do like regular opens, we do like a show, but then we have the ones where we do like a themed event. So we did cops versus stoners, law enforcement, going up against the stoners. The first year, the stoners won. This year, the cops won. Last match, overtime, like the energy in the room was fucking crazy because it was serious as hell. It was like, yeah, they had, but you know what I mean? It was down, and it was crazy because the cop who won it, though, he's actually one of my teammates from the gym here in Pittsburgh and shit. So it was like a bittersweet thing for me. I'm like, fucking stoners, y'all. I'm glad I lost to my training partner. You know what I mean? That like flex, I'm kind of good too. But far as like a cornerstone match, right now, if you one straight cornerstone match, I can give you some people. Okay, I can give you some people. Definitely go check out. One of our he was one of our original champions and shit. His name is Kevin Craig. And you can watch a lot of work he done at High Rollers. Very talented. Fucking gets out there, always putting on the show and shit like that. Then we have who's another girl? Oh God, my favorite High Roller. Like, not being biased to anyone at High Rollers or anything, but she's just my favorite from seeing her progress from when she started to where she's at now. Like, she started with us, I believe, I think blue belt going in a purple belt, maybe, or something like that. But long story short, she's a black belt now. Never lost at High Rollers. Been our champion through each belt ranks. Had our beginner title, our purple belt title, our brown belt title. She's our black belt champion right now in our lower weight class. Her name's Valerie Wong Hamilton. She is a fucking machine. Like, very small in stature, whatever. But if she get her fucking hands on you, you're gonna feel like there are three fucking Nephilim giants stepping on you or some shit, man. You're gonna be like, yo, what is going on? This little woman is trying to break my body in half. But so look up Valerie Wong or Val. She got married, so a lot of her stuff may still be under just Valerie Wong, but if not, then it's Valerie Wong Hamilton. So her, Kevin Crane, of course, we do our team event. We do 3-on-3, and the thing with our the thing with our 3-on-3 is I do a King of the Hill style. So as soon as the motherfucker get in there, slap hands, bump fist, boom, you go. Say you tap, you get out. As soon as you get out, the next dude's coming straight in. Slap hands, bump fist, y'all going back at it again. If he lose, he get out. You know what I mean? It's just nonstop. So like the energy in there is fucking crazy as hell. It's always dope. Definitely watch those. We got March Madness, our Elite 8. That was one of the team events. Matter of fact, I think Aljamain competed in that event. Him and Damian Nicken, they had a match on that one. And man, Cops versus Stoners, War Games. War Games is we have every branch of the military competing against each other. So we had the Navy up against the Marines, Air Force against the fucking Army. We had the Coast Guard in that motherfucker. Like, you know what I mean? If you had a uniform and you had a gun, you get in that bitch. Like, so it's like we have a bunch of dope ass shit I could tell you, but one match that stands out to me, man, we got some crazy shit. So, like, there was a match, guy J Pip, he was caught in the arm bar, and you know what? I'm glad I could explain this right now. Oh wait, he was the first guy who competed in the Detroit one, the bigger guy, the big black dude who competed.
Okay.
This is him I'm about to tell the story about. He's the one on the High Rollers highlight that was going around everywhere. He was in the arm bar, and he picked the guy up. And when he picked him up, everyone is like, he slammed him. He didn't slam him. I was there, y'all. He didn't slam him. This is what happened. He picked him up, and he went like this to and
shake his arm up.
And just fucking let go. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So this motion to shake, because he is a very strong human being. Like, he's strong as fucking hell. Like, you know what I'm saying? So he picked another grown man up like this, and it wasn't either. It was another man. He fucking went like this, and that dude got scared and let go. So it looked like a fucking Batista power bomb happened.
We got plenty to talk to you about in a second here on the wrestling. Speaking,
I remember that clip from back in the day.
You're not kidding, dude.
Yeah, I remember that one.
It's funny the timing, because look who it is. Past guest of the show, Bulletproof Troop, dropping in right quick.
Look at this. Check this out as we speak. I don't know if you can see that, but that's Bulletproof Troop on the screen right there.
Bulletproof.
Let's go, man.
J-Bone's doing his research, doing the deal, bro.
I'm highly entertained over here, and all of it.
Troop was one of the first people at the first High Roller. So our very first competitor that ever competed with us to step on our mats, his name is David Weintraub. Shout out to him. He started with us as a blue belt, I believe, and he just received his black belt like last week. So shout out to David. Appreciate him like a motherfucker. And then Troop was like one of the first purple belts to sign up, and nobody was cutting promos like Troop. Troop was out there fucking. Time I looked at the phone, it's Bulletproof Troop. I'm gonna fucking punch your mother so hard that she's gonna want to happen to her where next week in the past 3 years ago. I'm like, what the fuck did he just say? I don't know, but I like it. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? So
he had to have the dopest entrance in High Rollers, man, because his last one coming out with Rob Van Dam and shit, and then getting a guy in a Kimura in a minute and however long seconds that was pretty dope. Not gonna lie.
True energy, always. That's my guy right there. Thank you, and huge shout out to Truth, man.
Hell yeah, man. Definitely can't wait to see what he gets into with his NWA pay-per-view. Well, dude, you know, you've already alluded to it. You already kind of answered my question, but before I have you help us make some picks for this weekend, I got to ask you. You said that you've mentioned pro wrestling a couple times, bro. Let me know what's good on the pro wrestling side of things. I mean, anybody that follows us knows we go back both sides. We just chatted with Devon Dudley of the Dudley Boys last weekend.
Bro, I grew up in that shit. I mean,
hell yeah.
Not the big glamorous. I started in big ball wrestling, bro. Like, I really grew up in that shit. Like, I was watching wrestling on the circuits in fucking Alabama when it was territories. Like,
yes, sir.
Like, bro, like, I can tell y'all right now, my favorite wrestlers, like, it's probably like nobody, like my go 5, right? See, look, we talking this wrestling shit. Y'all hear me getting fired up, right?
Here we go.
Look, I'm like, man, shit, we can go with this, but yeah, what we got? What we at? What we talking about in wrestling?
Man, like I said, we seen that you was into it. I wanted to know what got you hooked on it. Are you still watching it all the time? I'm getting ready to head out to LA for Mania at the end of the month, man. I don't know if you've been keeping up with anything that's going current. So
it's actually where, like, if I change the channel right now, it's on my TV, but my kids are going through the attitude era right now. So
that's badass.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Watching a lot of WCW, fucking Fall Brawl, a lot of the American Bash. We just got done with the In Your House. You guys remember In Your House?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
In Your House. Like, we're going through all the old shit right now. My daughter, my youngest one, she wants to be a pro wrestler. So we're just like going through everything right now. So she loves
a crash course.
Yeah, she loves The Rock. She like The Rock is.
That just means y'all got to come out here for SummerSlam, bro.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I'll definitely come out. Where it's in Detroit.
It's here in Detroit.
Ford Field.
Shit, hell yeah. Well, I'll pull up.
Look, bro. I already got the week off. I'll grab our homie D-Mac. We'll head downtown. It's going to be a damn good time. I'm looking forward to definitely looking forward to SummerSlam, and I'm looking forward to High Rollers coming back as well. So I'm just saying, if you guys haven't locked up all those dates, might not be a bad time to try that shit. Just saying. But
I will pull up. I got I don't know where they at. They might be in the other room, but I got my chairs from TLC, like, front row. I take my chairs home with me from the event, bro.
Yeah, like that one. You see that over there?
You know what?
You see that? Yep. Like that?
There you go. I got them around here. Like, I go watch wrestling, bro. Like, there's a couple SmackDown and all. See me sitting right behind JR and everybody like this, man. Like, bro, I love that shit. But as far as keeping up with the brand, like up to date, I'm not too far up to date. I do know what the Bloodline's doing. You know what I mean? Well, I knew what they were doing. Like, I
that shit's been the best storyline they've done probably in easily the last 10, 15 years.
Oh yeah, easily.
The last part let me see. Last thing I was caught up on with the Bloodline was before who is it that just came? Is that not Rikishi? Is that Umaga's son?
They're all Rikishi's sons.
They're all Rikishi.
Yeah, both the Usos and Solo are all Rikishi's kids.
Oh, okay. I don't know why I thought that.
The only one who isn't is Roman's, and his dad is one of the Wild Samoans.
Yeah. All right. Cool. So, the youngest, the newest one.
Solo.
I stopped right before Solo got there. It was right when Kevin was coming out, like, trying to fucking get Sammy to realize he was being a flunky and shit like that. So, damn, let me see. You know what? I can tell you exactly my last one. When those, what was their name? The Alphas, the big dude and the fucking.
Yeah, the Alpha Academy.
The Alpha Academy. They got into it with Kurt Angle.
Yeah.
That's the last one I'm on for as like up to date.
Dude, all I know is I can say this. This will be my 6th or 7th WrestleMania this year. And as far as going out of town for them, this is on organic builds. This is probably the most excited I've been for WrestleMania outside of it. And that's even with The Rock not being on the card like everybody thought it was going to be. So, I mean, at the end of the day, dude, it's going to be a good time. We're going to be out there with the homie Mega Ran, and who the hell knows where that's going to have us end up out there, because last year we ended up kicking it with Rhea and all of them. So make sure you guys are following us on all social medias, because I don't know where the hell it's going to happen. Now, here's something for you. Did you know, are you hip to MVP being a world champ in jiu-jitsu and shit? Yeah, MVP's
What was the
got
last
it.
part you said? Start breaking.
I was saying, did you see, seeing as you're a wrestling fan, did you know that MVP's a world champ in jiu-jitsu as well?
Yeah, he comes to High Rollers. We talk about it.
I was gonna say I didn't ever seen him come in, but dude, it was funny because we met him in Dallas, and I started talking to him about jiu-jitsu, and I think he was shocked because I did. And then fast forward, we get to the Raw after Mania, and him and the homie Mega Ran were looking to link up for some shit. And as he's walking to the ring to turn on Bobby Lashley, he moved our seats down right off the floor. So MVP is a cool dude in my book. I'm just saying. I am not mad at it at all.
Last one he won was the Miami Open, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think he won the Miami. Like, that's saying something, because I don't know if people know, Miami has some crazy jiu-jitsu, man.
It's a hotbed. Miami's a hotbed for MMA and jiu-jitsu out there, man. Fucking
hell yeah, I be seeing who is that? Ghost Academy?
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's, I mean, and that's the thing.
Right.
There's so many. That's the other cool thing with where jiu-jitsu's at now too. Is like, I feel like when I started doing jiu-jitsu, there were only like a few spots here, there, and the other way. Now you can literally all over the country, all over the world. You got so many different places, which is what's making that whole thing so dope. Well, with that being said, we've talked about High Rollers and that you guys are coming back to Detroit. I can't wait to see that. I definitely will be in the building, and hopefully I'm going to have Corey and J-Bone out for this next one. Mm-hmm. But we got some fights this weekend, bro. And since I know you're a fight guy, I figure I got to see what Big Lon's got on these fights. So how are you feeling with Usman and Edwards, and how are you feeling about Fiziev and Gaethje?
I'm going Usman for sure. Like, not fucking around this time. Going to use what he has, his God-given weapons. Probably going to grab him and hit him really hard a lot of times. All I see is like Leon trying to like attack the base a little more, maybe kick his leg more, but I don't see that head kick. I don't see lightning striking twice in that bottle. Like, Usman is good enough that once he makes a mistake, he go back and correct that shit and work on it. You know, like nobody ever really talks about like how he's not like a fucking world champion pro boxer, but man, like he stepped his striking up so much, man.
Trevor Whitman changed him around, dude.
Man, yes, he did. Mm-hmm. And the way he fucking lands that jab, fucking feints, steps back in the fucking southpaw, then turns it into a power jab, and no one ever sees it, and then he just cracks you. Oh, man, bro. It is fucking beautiful. But, yeah, I'm going to go with Usman, and I am going to go with Gaethje. I got to go with Gaethje.
Them are a tough couple fights, bro. I don't know. Fiziev is going to be a dog too, dude.
No, I know. Something's just telling me like Gaethje's going like he's going to pull it off somehow. I think it's going to be a submission.
Ooh.
I wouldn't be mad at it at all, to be honest. I feel like even though I think Fiziev is like the new kid on the block, I feel like the thing with that is I think Justin Gaethje is going to make him have to really scrap. Now, if Fiziev blows through Gaethje too, I mean, it's only a matter of time before this dude's going to be fighting for a belt. Troop said the same thing. Usman's jab, dude, his boxing got worlds better. Once he went over there to Trevor Whitman. And I mean,
so much power behind it, dude. So much power behind it. It's ridiculous.
And look how much cleaner they look, though. MMA striking is never really pretty to watch. And all those guys and girls that fight under Trevor Whitman got some nasty ass hands. So that's gonna be a hell of a fight, dude. I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to UFC this weekend, and I mean, shit, there's so much good stuff coming up. But, dude, we've taken up a good chunk of your time. You got to let me know. What else do you want to let everybody know with High Rollers, where they can find it and all that kind of shit, brother?
When you leaving? Yeah, I got questions.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Is it working? Or did he froze up?
I think he froze. I'm not hearing nothing.
Yeah, I'm not hearing nothing. Line looks like you froze up a little bit. Here, let me see if this does it. All right. There it goes. Maybe that did it. It froze up for a second. I didn't hear what you was saying.
Can't hear him though. There he is.
There he is. There he is. Started. Yeah, right.
Toy boat.
There it is. Loud and clear.
Has to be careful of staying at range and the most dangerous. I agree with that. I mean, if he gets in close, he's going to have the same chance to getting caught like last time.
It's just an interesting fight for me.
Fuck that.
I agree with I agree with what you're saying. I don't think that the lightning striking twice type of thing. I think the big thing was Leon Edwards showed in that first round of the last fight he's able to at least deal with the wrestling that Kamaru Usman's able to implement. He was the first guy to ever actually take him down. So I feel like that is a huge feather in Leon Edwards' cap. And then to spin into that, though, I think he really got not degraded, but he just didn't have – Leon Edwards didn't look like himself from round 2 till the moment that head kick landed. He wasn't active. He wasn't throwing stuff. And I think that was part of what Kamaru Usman was laying on him. So I agree that Kamaru Usman was in control of this fight, but I also think it was because Leon Edwards wasn't putting himself in a position where he was giving himself the possibility to win in the first fight until he did.
So let me go ahead and backtrack and retract a lot of the shit I said because you just refreshed my memory. And the reason why the fight looked the way it looked and no one ever really talked about it. Usman trains in Denver. That shit was in Utah above sea level like crazy. Fucking Edwards trains at fucking normal altitude. So he couldn't move like he wanted to. You're right. You just made me remember that shit when you said it. So from round 2 to when that altitude shit kicked in to round 5, when that Hail Mary kick kicked in, it was like Usman was already used to the altitude, so him pressing was going to be a lot. That's why he looked a little cleaner and sharper, and dude didn't look as crisp and shit. Like, I definitely forgot about that till you said it. And now that we're talking about that, I'm like, oh, shit. You know what? They're going to be in England this time, right?
Yes, sir. It's an earlier fight.
You know what?
It definitely changes things. And then coming off the knockout, too, the mental game and everything else, man, it changes things for sure.
Like, yo, you definitely made me remember that fucking altitude shit. Like, that does make it a complete different fight, 100%. Like, matter of fact, speaking of altitude, you know who had a jiu-jitsu match coming up with? And they slick ass motherfucker, he thought he was gonna get me. He almost had that's fucking shout out to loving my boy fucking John Jones. You slick motherfucker. He was gonna have me come to Albuquerque do jiu-jitsu with him. Fucking gi and no gi. So I went to Albuquerque to train on summer tour. Did not know about that altitude. Holy shit. Yo. Your boy almost died out that bitch. For real. So John, you fucking asshole. You was going to trick me, man. So no, we're not doing that match in Albuquerque. This shit got to be in fairgrounds. Like fucking.
It's got to be in fairgrounds.
Yeah. Somewhere fair. Now fuck that shit. He ain't getting me up. But yeah. So the altitude definitely plays a huge part in that Edwards shit. And man, that makes it a completely different like fight in my brain now, because Leon's probably gonna be so much faster now.
Yeah.
And just think the confidence. He
and
knocked him
so
out,
much
so now
more
he knows he
confident.
can win.
Yeah, it's the confidence. I
It's
think
the
he'll be
dude,
way more willing to engage with him.
Dude, Usman is a world champion, bro. There's nothing more dangerous than a guy refocused like this. If I'm betting on it, which I'm going to bet on it.
Oh, I agree.
Usman's gonna take him down. He's gonna keep him down. And he's gonna ground him out, and he's gonna beat him, dude, on the ground. That's what I think. There's like I said, not a lot more dangerous things than a guy refocusing, coming back to get his title. And Usman's a very dangerous man. I think we all know that. So it might even end quick.
It's just,
I'm forgetting I was only a couple seconds away from like a dominating ass fight. Like, like very dominant. One side of that fight. Like, and I know y'all like he got confidence he can win, but man, I know he watching that fight every time in between the rounds. There's people telling him, bro, stop being a quitter. You gotta do it. You gotta pull it out. Like he was in there. It's like, man, what y'all talking about, man? This shit's over, man.
Yeah. But you can't give him a chance. You cannot give him a chance to do that this time. You have to go out there and finish him quick. You can't give him a chance, because as we see, he's just going to get better and better and better in the later rounds. And you can't give him that. You can't give him that shot, man. No chance.
Now, not a fight that's on the card, but I am excited to see Khamzat and fucking Kobe.
Yeah, I hope.
I don't mind that fight either, but I think Khamzat smashes him though.
Really?
Yeah, I do. See, I feel like, especially because his last fights have gone the way they did. I mean, even though
the size advantage for me, man, it's the size advantage for me. That's what kills me with that matchup. Colby has made it known that he doesn't cut much weight to make 170. He's even talked about potentially making a run down to try to make 155. I think it would be foolish, but he's talked about it for his own body. So for him to take on somebody who clearly missed weight in his last one and then is being rumored that he's going to live out the majority of his career at 185, man. It's a tough one. If Colby's able to get it, if that's the matchup they do end up going, which wouldn't surprise me, if he's able to do it, more power to him, man, because I feel like all the cards are stacked against him in that particular matchup. But
he was at 185 now, so I don't think that fight would even fucking happen anymore. So
they very well might, though, because he should have been at 185, I feel like, even before the Nate Diaz fight. And then the way that whole scenario played out and the fact that he hasn't had a matchup announced since kind of makes me feel like maybe they're trying to kind of give it enough time to breathe, and then he's coming back at 170 again. So I don't know.
Oh, no. Well, Ramadan's going on, so he ain't fighting because of that.
True. Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. And yeah, man, don't be trying to kick me up off here. I gotta get my question off, man.
Yeah, let's hear it. Let's hear it. What you got for us?
From each one of y'all, I need y'all to give me y'all top 5 wrestlers. Give me y'all 5.
Oh shit! All right.
Well, all right.
You go first.
Me?
You go first, J-Bone.
Oh, this is easy for me. Austin, Taker, Piper. That's a little wild card. Flair. You said 5, right? Or did you say 4?
5.
The Rock.
Troops chiming in about Khamzat joint.
Yeah, I mean, he very well could. You've seen what Burns was able to do with him in that fight, and Burns, I feel like, doesn't have the striking skills that Colby's shown. He has more power, though, than Colby does, and I feel like that was the thing that kind of kept Khamzat on the back foot, was the power. But either way, 5 favorite wrestlers. My favorite side of the show, should I say, is MMA. So mine are going to be more towards the Attitude Era and stuff back when I used to
he just said
really
favorite.
Enjoy. I know. I'm just giving my background so he ain't expected. But no, same thing. It's going to be Austin. It's going to be The Rock. Those two got to be up there. It's just that's what made the whole era back in the day. I used to love the Hardy Boys, so I'm throwing 1 and 2, both of them.
Oh, nice.
Both Jeff and Matt, those were my boys back in the day. And then for 5, man, that one I'm kind of struggling with, honestly. I feel like those were my guys. And probably to look back on his career, it's got to be Kurt Angle in my 5th spot.
Okay.
Just because.
I like it.
All right. Let's see. I'll go. I got Stone Cold. I got Stone Cold off rip because that's my all-time favorite. Ric Flair. I got you know what, dude? This is gonna be a pick that most people aren't gonna think about, but fuck it anyway. I think Randy Orton's gonna be number 3 for me because I've always been a Randy Orton guy. I think let's see. That's 3. I got to give you 2 more. I like, let's see. I'm trying to think of who I would put as my 5. We'll go. I got Taker in there, so that's 4. And then one more. This is, I hate five fucking lists because then I'll be thinking in my head,
I froze on number 5.
Take this motherfucker out. That's it. All right. Top 5. Okay, we'll go. I said Undertaker already. So then the last pick for me, I'm gonna go. You know what? I'm gonna go Mick Foley. Damn it.
Ooh. All right.
Which era of Foley? Though? That's what I need to know.
5, but y'all are some. I feel like you guys are really fucking WWF biased. Like you guys.
You said top 5. I didn't say like top 5 that I mean, I watched New Japan and all of it.
Let me go.
Preference mine the way I did. That's why I preferenced mine the way I did is because I come at it from the MMA side. I watch wrestling and stuff to be able to partake and stuff on the show, but
hey,
my
look,
fandom is not to the level of these guys.
4 out of my 5 have been in WCW at one time or another, so it's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good.
You know, my 5. Blonde hair Sting.
Okay. Surfer Sting.
Big fan Vader.
Yes.
Oh, Vader.
The
Great Muda. Okay, I like it.
Steiner Brothers.
Not mad at that either, dude. So if you're a Steiner guy, what do you think of Braun Breaker, bro?
And The Rock.
Okay.
He said, I'm throwing extras.
All right.
No,
I got to show you this.
Steiner Brothers count as 1 because the Jeff Hardy thing.
All right.
Okay, that makes sense. Well, then fuck. I should have threw a tag team in there too then. Shit.
I got to show you this. It's one of my favorite little trinkets I got, dude. Vader time.
Hell yeah.
That's the
Vader
shit.
is so fucking underrated, dude. And the shit that he did
Vader
in Japan is insane. It's a bummer his kid never ended up wrestling, but I'm glad they at least finally got him in the Hall of Fame.
Love Vader, man.
I know about Vader, man. Like that's what I was saying. When you started the wrestling shit, you tried to kick me off. I'm like, wait, what the fuck?
Oh no, dude.
like, dog, I'm from Pittsburgh. I was 4th row back when Taker threw Mick Foley off. Pause the video, you see a little fact. It's me.
Yeah, you can see I got it all behind me. There's Ray's mask, the belt, and Flair in them and all that stuff.
You know what's crazy though? Out everybody in here naming their top 5, I was surprised that no one named H.
Yeah.
That's one of those guys you could take out your 4th or 5th and just stick them in there. Like there's so many.
Triple H was definitely a favorite for me back then too, especially when he came back as the Game and all that. I mean,
surprised no one said Sean.
When I was a kid.
Sean too. That's
when I was a kid, man,
that's another
he just
one.
Wasn't. Yeah, I don't know, man. Some of them
Sean's that deal.
Others. I don't know. Yeah,
plain. You thought he was too plain. Like once you got down to it, it was just a guy in his underwear. Because at the end of the day, like besides because The Rock was just flamboyant as fuck, and Stone Cold was a flamboyant asshole. So like they were in their underwear, but they was like shit talking, so it was a little different. So I don't know what it was. Like, a lot of people didn't really like grab to him if he wasn't a deep nerd. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
See,
He was that
wrestling
bad
was
guy.
the
He
thing
was
for
that
me
bad
before
guy
we
you
ever got
hate,
into fighting
man.
and stuff, you know?
Triple H, you just loved to hate. It was perfect.
Yeah.
Yo, great bad guys, but like I love Batista as a bad guy, man.
Yeah, same.
Love.
You hear they're talking about he's going to go into the Hall of Fame this year too.
I mean, he might as well. He got Guardians of the Galaxy.
Wait, I got a question for you. This is gonna make or break the show for me right here. Are you a Goldberg fan?
Oh shit.
Goldberg?
Uh,
Not like he's not in my top 10.
good. He's not even on my fucking piece of paper.
Damn.
I'm not a Goldberg fan, bro. I don't know.
Is it really like that, or is it just because he outstayed his welcome? So it kind of like
That's actually more so what it is. Like I was cool with him when WCW died. I was cool with just not seeing Goldberg anymore. Like that would have been fine for me. You know, I hope he never like comes at me and tries to kick my ass because that would suck. But
Goldberg, if you hear this, I'll send you his address.
I do like Goldberg even more than I know he does deeply train MMA and he can like really kick somebody's ass. Like,
yes, I'm probably screwed here, huh? Great. Clip this one out.
Part. I'm definitely a nerd for all that stuff because I went in Vegas when Brock won the title from Randy Couture too. So I'm in the same boat, bro.
I was just talking about like think about this like as a like perfect crossover, but think about if Brock wouldn't have wanted to go try to play football or to the WWE and just did striking and MMA from fucking Minnesota till like he got there. Like, oh my God, yo. Like, if
dude,
Brock
and what's crazy is he's still in the wrestling room now. Like we just had Mitch McKee who just fought for LFA that trains out at Kill Cliff and shit. And he's talking about how when he was at college in Minnesota, he was still wrestling with Brock Lesnar, Gable Steveson, and like so. Even though he's doing WWE, Brock's still on the mat all the time.
Yeah, because he's helped. I think he's mentoring Gable, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
From what I see, because Gable and his brother are in WWE now.
Okay, and shout out to what's her name making it to WWE from Bellator.
Valerie Loretta.
Yeah. That's dope. Ain't that good fuck? I hate it. Like
hey, I ain't mad at it.
If you can make it there, man, go ahead, man. Like the other shit, this shit hurt, bro. This shit hurt. I was last week and then my shit is some skin missing. I'm black as hell and I got fucking Michael Jackson white spots on my shins right now. For real. It hurt, and that's what shin pads on. Somebody,
I feel it.
It was somebody new in the gym, and you like, I'm not an asshole sparring or anything. Like, I know how big I am. You know what I mean? Like, I do understand that. So I'm not an asshole, but I got somebody he fucking like just ripped the kick at me, like a head kick too out of nowhere, and it's like, I'm like, oh shit, well, okay. So I just threw something back. You know what I mean? Like. And it just happened to be really heavy, and you know what I mean. It had some impact behind it, but that was his last round. That was it for the day for him. Like, but it was just like, yo, don't be a dick. Like, just let me know. Like, yo, we throwing head kicks. Cool, I'm good with that. Like, if we doing amateur rounds and amateur shit, and I'm thinking like, all right, you know what I mean? We working here, then you full fucking try to jump off the balls.
You flick that leg up there.
Yeah, man. Like, what the fuck? Like, yo, like I said, I'm not a dick, but don't try to kick me because, like, this is one thing. But if I get to throwing these big fucking things around, bro, like, yeah, there's some shit that come behind them. Like, so, like, just don't be a dick. But
I totally relate with that so much. I'll never forget going to American Top Team of all places. And so I had left my belt at home. So they gave me a white belt to wear, but I'm a purple belt. So I went in there and they quickly realized, oh, this guy's not a white belt. And so then they quickly realized that I definitely, if I was trying to be an asshole, was sandbagging, but that was totally not the case. I just didn't have my belt. And so we ended up training, and this girl that they had partnered me up with Like, I'm sure you've been in there. You got like 25 brown belts and fucking 6 black belts on that out in that motherfucker. And we got done training, and dude comes up to me and he was like, I really appreciate that you took it easy. I was like, bro, my coach always told me that shit. Like, anytime you go train somewhere, you need to always show respect when you're in somebody else's spot. Much less, I'm not going to try to go in somewhere, a gym like that's got a house full of killers and just be like, hey, fuck you, you're cool, fuck you too. Because it's not going to end up very well.
Yo, that should be the worst, man. That's why I'll be like, man, like only certain people can really get me in the sparring right now. I'm like, yo, I don't really got any fights or nothing coming up, so yeah, I ain't really gonna be hitting me on fucking shit for no reason. But, nah, I'll go out there anytime. Really, we don't have like a whole lot of like heavyweights and shit like that. So I don't want to just be out there fucking hitting 175, 55ers all day. Like, not like it's not good work, because they're fucking bad. Like, they're dope as fuck, and we still working. Like, I know how to spar with any size. You could be a kid, a girl, fucking a giant, or goddamn tall midget. I don't care. Like,
a tall midget.
You know what I mean? I'll make sure I'm moving with you the right way to where you can work. You can see openings. You can, what I mean? We can play chess. You can figure shit out. But you'll also have in your head, like, oh, this is a big ass nigga in front of me. Like, if he hit me, shit might go bad. Even though it's not, it's just in your head. So it kind of keeps you a little bit sharper and shit. Like, I don't want to get hit by this motherfucker. So, like, definitely know how to spar and move.
Right. I've definitely been there. Definitely have been there, being the smaller guy for most of the time when I'm training. Let me tell you, I've had to figure out my way around training with big dudes my whole life, so I totally can relate with that. You got to know what you're doing, and you can't spaz out, because, especially in my case, going bigger, it's a pain in the ass, because otherwise they're gonna have a lot more energy than me, because I gotta move somebody a lot bigger. So I totally can relate. I can totally relate with that shit 100%. But that's why, like I said, I thought high rollers was so dope when I saw it, because jiu-jitsu is a big thing for me. I mean, I grew up with cerebral palsy and Crohn's disease, so like I started training. First, it was boxing. I fought a few times boxing. Then I went over to jiu-jitsu and started doing all that shit. And like, to me, it's the most applicable form of self-defense, I feel like, because you don't have to be a big musclehead motherfucker. You ain't got to be, the fastest person in the world, because most people panic when they get to the ground. So if you know something like that, I feel like it's a lot more applicable even in a street fight. A lot of people say, oh, I'm not going to use jiu-jitsu in a street fight. But almost every street fight you ever see, dude, is wrestling at some point.
True.
So,
like I said, like, especially like being a bodyguard, like a personal bodyguard, I'm trained to do a whole lot of different shit, but it's who was it? I think it was like Andrew Tate or something who had said something recently, not recently, but he was saying something about, I wouldn't use jiu-jitsu in a street fight because, you get fucking stabbed or something like that. It was like boxing, it's boom, boom, boom. I'm like, yeah, that's cool too, but I'm like, bro, like, you talking about a street fight in London. Like, man, I'm in America. You go hit a jab at a motherfucker and watch how he uppercut block. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
You're going to be like, fuck, I'm Floyd Mayweather. Bow, you like, I'm Wyatt Earp. Bow, bow. Like, so there's a time and a place. Like, if that's going on, my first initial thing, bro, I'm coming in, I'm trying to get that waist, lock that waist up. Let me get to that damn gun, get you on the fucking ground. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if I get you on the ground, no, that's, you know what I mean? It's like,
again, I try to tell motherfuckers. I mean, ask Corey, and I still talk about it to this day, dude. I had the same kind of shit happen when we were kids in his basement, catching our buddy Mike in an arm bar, and he realized he was fucked and thought, because he outweighed me by 50 pounds, that he was just going to bust up out of it. And I'm like, nah, motherfucker, it don't work that way. If I pop my hips, your arm's going with it.
Yeah, that's just real. But it's a time and a place for each art, I feel like. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah.
In the club, no jiu-jitsu. No jiu-jitsu in the club. You know what I mean? You don't want to be on the club floor trying to fucking De La Hiva, motherfucker. You gonna get a Timberland in your mouth so fast.
Right. Yeah. Let me wrap this leg up real quick. Wait a minute. I'm trying to do my move. Hold on. Hold on.
Hold on.
In the clubs, is not good. The basketball court, great. You on the basketball court. You know, I mean, like if you're in a gym or some shit, like a safe gym. And you know what I mean? That yeah, maybe there's a video going guy who had a guy. I think it was a book or something, but he was like, I'll break your shit, you'll never walk right again. You know what I mean? It's like, that's great, because you was able to talk to him like, look, dude, I'm not trying to fight you, but I got you to a point where I can fucking basically partially paralyze your ass. So what do you want to do here? Do you want me to break your leg or you want to keep hooping? You know what I mean? So jiu-jitsu is great in that scenario. Then I seen a scenario where a guy, I'm not sure what happened, but he punched the guy in the face, and I bet he thought he just hit him like the fucking Hulk hit a building, and dude just, you know what I mean? He stumbled back, and then created distance range, and he fucking lifted his shirt up, and he shot the shit out of that guy. You know what I'm saying? And like, not condoning that shit, but that guy legally was like in the right, bro. You just came up and punched the fucking, and it was a bigger dude too. I mean, he was like completely fucking bigger. Punched the shit out of him, and like you got the shit shot out of you. So, like, it's a time and a place for each art. My favorite art that people don't really learn for self-defense, it starts in schools and places called track and field. I am perfectly running the fuck that way, bro. Like,
bro, I totally respect that, because I've been in some shitty situations myself, and especially at 30, I'm definitely okay with getting my ass the fuck on, dude.
Yep.
Nobody wants that kind of smoke, bro.
It ain't the same no more. It's different. It's like, all right, if I know we getting in a fight, I'm cool with fight all fucking day. I'll fight 10 of you motherfuckers. It's just now
they don't fight fair. Everybody's got a gun.
Yeah.
I would say if it's 10 people, I'm for sure at least 2 of them motherfuckers have a gun.
Yeah.
Like, so now it's like, yo, I tell people quick. People always ask me, yo, you getting street fights and this and that? No. I am the king of like, hey man, I'm sorry that I offended you, my brother. I feel like I should walk away because you look like a dangerous individual, and I don't want any parts of that. So I'm gonna back off, and I'll just leave. And it'll take you 10 minutes to realize, wait a minute, am I a bitch? Did that dude just trick me? Like, I think he talked to me in a weird way, and then he left. Like, yeah, I did. I let you know politely, like, yo, I could fuck you up right now if I really wanted to, but I don't. So I'm gonna leave, but I'm making it look like you are winning this because I don't have that dumbass pride that's gonna get me shot and not make it home to my family. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So
Totally
like,
respect that.
I'm that guy. I'm sorry. I'm not the guy that's like, I'm gonna die about my respect. No, there's certain shit you can do, like, yeah, family, whatever. Yeah, there's lines you don't cross, but I am not the dude. You're gonna be like, yo, give me that chain. I'm like, nigga, this is my chain. You ain't getting this chain. I'm like, here, take that.
There you go.
Hey, do not be mad at me because it's not real. I don't wear real. Like, I'm just, you know, like, but yeah, man, I just don't have that pride and the ego. Like I don't have the ego of like I'm the fucking toughest dude on earth, and I can dodge bullets and punch fucking flamethrowers and shit. Like that's not me. Like I'm the brain over bullets guy. Like, yo, my man, what the fuck are you mad at me for? Well, seriously, why? What are you mad at me for? Like, I just want to know because I don't think you actually know. I think someone may have gassed you up and being mad at somebody who's actually pretty cool and likes to smoke weed. You know what I mean? So,
I mean, all you had to do is tell him to come to High Rollers and he'd be all right. Because, like I said, man, I had a damn good time. These two guys got to come out with us on the next one, dude. All I know is when y'all come back to Detroit, you definitely got to get with us. Like I say, I feel like High Rollers is going to be the way to be. But before I let you get out of here, now that I know you're such a wrestling fan, we're headed to WrestleMania. Favorite WrestleMania?
Oh shit, man, 17.
Hell yeah, that's what the fuck I like to hear. Me too.
Hey, at least we can all agree on that one, right?
Me
17.
too, damn it.
Oh man.
Come out and down.
Look,
Oh no, the promo of that Limp Biscuit.
My Way was the best promo video of all time. Stone Cold versus The Rock. I can fuck with it. That's why it was so dope that I got to be at his last match last year. So fuck yeah. I like that. That's usually always my answer to WrestleMania 17 is the way to go. If you haven't watched it, you're doing yourself a disservice. Well, Lon, let them know when's the next High Rollers and all that good stuff, and how can they check it out?
All right, so check this out. Right now, the next High Rollers is, I'm not telling y'all just yet. You know what I'm saying?
I like it.
Hanging again. I'm loving this little, like, I feel the energy's back of like, yo, when the fuck is High Rollers? Tell me, man. And I'm like, I'm out right now, player. You know what I'm saying? I'll holler at you in a minute when I got some more for you. But nah, the next one will be coming up soon. I'll announce the location and the date. Like I said, going back to the traveling mode, so I'm going back to my the Mortal Kombat mode of things. Like you might get a fucking scroll, you might get what's up, Leonard? My son just walked in here. He's 17. He's driving now. I don't know.
Oh boy.
Hey, who's your 5 favorite wrestlers? Top 5.
WWE?
Yeah, don't go.
All right, not in order. Daniel
Bryan.
Randy Orton.
I had that one.
Thing. Ooh.
You see the smile come across his face on that when he said, I'm proud of that one.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm missing someone big. I feel like I'm missing someone big.
All right, Daniel Bryan, John Cena,
Randy Orton,
Sting,
and one more.
Ooh, Undertaker. This boy got class.
I ain't mad at you. That ain't a bad list, dude. I'm not mad at that list at all.
Being raised the right way, man. That's what it is.
Hell yeah, that's good. That's parenting done right, damn it.
I was surprised with that. And his age, like Daniel Bryan was a real good one too.
Hey man, I remember watching Daniel Bryan wrestle literally 10 minutes up the street from where we were at, and this fucking guy kicked Eddie Kingston probably 200 times in the chest when we was out there at Taylortown Expo. It was right after he got fired for choking Justin Roberts with the tie and shit.
That's fucking fire, man. That's
so
fire. Hey,
hell yeah, man. I'm definitely looking forward to Mania and all that shit.
Next High Rollers, I'll release the date soon. I'll be sure to let you know first. I'm gonna let you break the news. The word's gonna be it will be East Coast. It will be on the East Coast. I'm gonna make sure that will be on the East Coast. And same thing. Like if you guys didn't see this last one, it was dope, man. We have local artists putting up art galleries. We have glass blowing, bombs and shit being made on site. Multiple vendors, dope ass jiu-jitsu going down. We will have live performances. Like I said, in addition, we're adding our gaming tournament now. So the Cannabis Gaming League will be in full effect. The CGL, make sure you tune in. You know what I mean? Man, it's just going to keep, you know what I mean, looking. And the look. You guys seen the look of it. That's the look, guys. This isn't meant to look like a fucking Metropolis. This is meant to look like Gotham. You know what I mean? So I want you to feel like you just left your Fortune 500 job and you just like went down to see Lionheart. Like you about to watch fucking Van Damme fight.
You went to Fight Club.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. You know what I mean? Like, that's the feel I want you to get. Like, you went to the beatdown. You know what I mean? Like, yo, I was at the beatdown, bro. Shut the fuck up, Earl. Don't tell nobody, bro. Don't tell You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the feel it's supposed to be. Even though it's like, no, nigga, tell Earl to tell everybody. Bring your ass too. Like, so, you know what I mean? That's the feel. That's the look. Like, it's dope as fuck, man. You always see a who's who. We have unlimited amount of celebrities who come through and not, I will tell you this, like 99% of them are not paid to be there. They're there because they want to be there and they got a secret invite to come. Like I can go through a list like Slipknot, WWE superstars, Wiz Khalifa, Trick, fucking every goddamn fighter you could think of. Shit, man. Like Burner. Shout out to Burner and Cookies. You know what I mean? Shout out to Wes, Khalifa Cooks. Man, just make sure you guys are staying tuned. Follow us, Rollerz BJJ. It's Rollerz with a Z. There it is right there. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to that kid that keep crossing like a scary movie. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah,
I'm sitting here like, man.
She looks right at the camera.
She heard WrestleMania. She heard WrestleMania. She's like, I'm hopping out of bed. That's what happened.
Listen, I'm saying,
Get your butt to bed, please.
I'm like, I know I ain't do no damn shrooms. That's definitely a kid, right? I look like, no, but yeah, shout out to everybody. And if anybody does not know, when you're a parent, this is what happens. When you're doing something for too long, kids pop up. This motherfucker big as hell. He don't need. What is he doing down here popping up just staring at me for? He's like, just sitting here like, what are you doing? Like, yeah. Pull up the High Rollers. I had a blast on here. Invite me back anytime. We'll be tuning in. See y'all at the next High Rollers. Let's do one from High Rollers. Let's do a live one.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You heard it here first, man. If you guys haven't already done so, make sure you check out them sponsors. Make sure you check out High Rollers. Make sure you check us out. You never know who's going to be through there. UFC, BKFC. I mean, we just had Jake Lindsay coming through here letting people know that he says he's getting the next title shot out here. So you never know what's going to come through. And think about it. We're headed to LA, and they just announced the Lindsay Snow Kaiju Cannabis Cup out there too. So, oh my God, I'm about to be in LA for 5 days. All the more reason you need to hit subscribe, because usually I end up in a lot of dumbass places that I probably shouldn't have been. So, with that being said, make sure you hit that button. Peace.
Hey, link up with my brother when you get to LA. Big Breeze.